All right, The Predator, the newest The Predator 4K UHD Blu-ray movie. We're gonna check it out on the OLED, LG E8 OLED via my Oppo UDP203 4K player. So without any further ado, let's do this because I only have 4 minutes and 80 seconds. All right, before we start officially grading this quality 4K UHD Blu-ray movie, The Predator, that was directed by Shane Black last year, 2018. Why is Gary Busey's son in this movie? Well, that's because Gary Busey was in The Predator 2. Okay, so Gary Busey was in The Predator 2, so of course Shane Black asked Gary Busey's son to be in The Predator. That's a little FYI for your information. Now let's get back to grading this movie. Yes, they are top to bottom black bars on this ratio of this film. It's not a full screen, so you're gonna have to deal with that. But if you have Oppo UDP203, you can use fit to screen, full screen. That's up to you. If you want to do that, you can do that. It's up to you. Now, in terms of HDR, this is better, but it should look better because it's a newest movie. It was the movie from last year, so HDR here looks pretty good. And I think I already reviewed the HDR on the Apple TV 4K version, and this is much better in terms of bitrate. I can tell you that the bitrate is here much sharper, and that's always going to be the case, guys. The bitrate it's always going to be better on the physical media disc. Digital black levels are really nice here, but that's because I have OLED, and you can sense a much better depth of picture here when you're looking at it. You get a nice definition of the picture, natural picture quality. And this is also due to the fact that this movie obviously was recorded with much better cameras, and the transfer is much better because it's a newest movie. So the HDR, it's nothing that's gonna like give you a wow factor that's gonna make you go wow, but it's a decent HDR. My one negative about this movie is the principal photography. It's the tone of color. They decided to go with a more of a cold blue tone of color, and I don't think that's like really a great tone of color for this movie. But hey, that's just my opinion. Like I said, the HDR is decent, but it's not going to like give you any kind of like a wow effect. On OLED, anything will look good on the OLED. It doesn't matter what you throw at this TV; it's gonna look good. So this movie, it's okay movie. It didn't do that well, honestly. It's more like a comedy. I mean, I look at this movie as an entertaining comedy. It's really what it is. So in terms of HDR, how would I grade this movie? It's like 7.8 out of 10 in terms of HDR quality. There is HDR, you're going to notice it, but it's not going to be like a demo material. It's not going to be something like you want to show off to your friends. It's a bit disappointing. This has to do with the way the film director decided to use you know, the principal photography, tone of color, type of camera, etc., etc., etc. Are you gonna enjoy this movie? I don't know. It's entertaining. It's funny. It's kind of a movie where alcohol is required, and it's more enjoyable when you're drinking alcohol with your friends. It's really like a comedy, dude. You can't take this movie seriously. It's not even scary. It's like a comedy action with some gore in it. Yeah. But let's be honest. There's only two movies, Predator One and Predator Two, that you need to care. And thank God that 20th Century Fox had really put a lot of effort on the Predator with the Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Predator 2 with Danny Glover. And I'm glad that these two movies look fantastic. And that's all that matters because these are the only two Predator movies that are really good. Thank you for watching.